Good morning, I'm Vidi, and this is La Cocina de la Abuela. Today we're making 3 fresh salads, perfect for summer, 3 salad recipes. Tell me in the comments which one you like the most, and I'll tell you at the end which one is my favorite. Let's get started. First, a potato salad with a creamy and delicious sauce. Let's start by preparing the sauce. The first thing we're going to do is chop a sprig of fresh parsley, which will give it an amazing aroma and flavor. There it is. We're going to use a bowl. It doesn't have to be very big. We add 2 yogurts, which will be the creamy base of our fantastic sauce. We also add a tablespoon of mustard. Contrary to what you might think, mustard has almost no calories. And what we're going to do is stir and combine. There it is. There won't be any lumps. Look, it looks really good. Olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, full of nutrients, full of omega-3. A pinch of salt to give this sauce a punch of flavor, and a good handful of fresh parsley that we just chopped. Once you have it all mixed in, add a little bit more. And keep going like that until you finish the sprig. Got it? Come on. Sauce. We'll keep it in the fridge and continue. We're going to open a giant can of flaked bonito. You can use a regular can of bonito. How much do we need? Just a little. About 3 tablespoons of bonito. I like this one. I'll show you so you can see because it's already shredded. That makes it much easier to spread over our potato salad later. So here we are peeling and chopping potatoes. I'm VT. This is La Cocina de la Abuela. For these potato salads, I like the pieces to be not too big and not too small. Little cubes like this. About 1.5 by 2 centimeters. More or less like this. They should be bite-sized but small enough so they soak up plenty of the dressing and give us a creamy, flavorful salad. First little trick. Alright, let's go. Little pot with boiling water. We add salt to taste and in go our potatoes. We'll let them cook well. It'll take about 20 minutes for them to be perfect. Here we go. In they go, boiling, 20 minutes. We'll use this time to prepare the rest of the ingredients. In my case, I'm going to use cooked ham in cubes. I like these thick cubes. They work really well. That's how I want them. Let's go. We're also going to use tomato, 2 Roma tomatoes, which I'm going to cut into pieces. You can use whatever kind of tomato you like best. I like it when it's firm, and I keep the skin on. You can peel it if you want, it's fine, but this way, it's really good. This is going to give the salad a touch of juiciness and freshness. It's wonderful. An original touch of flavor and color. Carrot. We grate a medium-sized carrot, and these little shavings are going to be perfect for the salad. This potato salad is super versatile. You can adjust it to your taste without any problem. You can add more cold cuts, like turkey, which goes really well with it. More vegetables, like avocado, give it an amazing touch, and corn too for a sweet note. However you like, it can take almost anything. Keep this base and add whatever you want. Here you go. Well, between one thing and another, we're done. The 20 minutes are up, and our potatoes are ready. Strainer, quick, done. Here we'll let them cool down, let them reach room temperature. At that point, a large bowl, we pour them in and start adding all the ingredients we've prepared. Our tomato, our cooked ham, our flaked bonito. Wow, they're so tasty. We give it the first stir to spread the flakes all over the potatoes. That's it. 5 seconds. Time for our wonderful silky cream. There it is. We pour it in. We stir it until it's mixed really well. Let's add a touch of color. Here we go, our carrot. An original, fresh, and fun touch. It goes really well, and besides, it has lots of nutrients. We also add a handful of olives. I recommend using stuffed olives, or at least pitted ones, since we don't want to break our teeth on the pits. Alright, I've got it. From here, we're gonna head to the fridge and let it rest for 20 minutes. We'll leave it there for at least 15 or 20 minutes. The temperature will drop, the flavors will come together, and it'll turn out much better. That's the trick. Well, it's only half the trick. After that, you need to take it out 5 minutes before serving it at the table. Let it come to room temperature. Let the temperature rise a bit. Then pour it into the dish where you want to serve it, and it'll turn out much better. This little trick works really well. After some time, we take it out of the fridge. The fridge, or the ice box, as some people call it. We transfer it to a serving dish, which, by the way, won't be cold, and we wait a few minutes until it comes to room temperature. And that's it. Here you have it. Potato salad with a creamy and delicious sauce, homemade dressing, healthy and tasty potatoes, rish. What more could you ask for? Give it a try. It's super easy. You're gonna love it.
Next up, chickpea salad without mayonnaise. Super healthy. Go ahead.
I'll tell you at the end how we make the dressing. It turns out amazing. It's nothing like anything you've tried before. Fantastic. And it's not mayonnaise. We start with an apple, remove the fleshy parts, and cut them into small cubes however you like. I like them big, so you can see them and with the skin on. Once you have your apple cubes, submerge them in water and set them aside safely. We continue with the chickpeas. We already have our chickpeas well washed, 400 grams of chickpeas, and we put them at the bottom of a bowl. A large bowl. Let's continue. Now with the onion. We'll need half a white or red onion. Either one is fine. Let's continue. Half a green pepper, Italian-style green pepper. That's my favorite. Here we go. We cut it into strips. We cut it into small cubes and set it aside with the onion. As you can see, it's super quick with fresh ingredients, and with this recipe we're gonna get an amazing dish perfect for summer. Come on, let's go. Pepper and onion together with our chickpeas. We mix them a little and we'll continue right away. What's next? Now it's time for the tomato. We cut it into cubes. Like everything in this recipe, it's to your taste. Here we go. We've got it. Tomato in. Give it another toss so it all gets mixed together, always being careful not to break the chickpeas. Like this, 2 spoons and a gentle touch. And now let's prepare the fantastic dressing. We'll need a plain yogurt, that's 125 grams, and with this great trick, rash. Stabbing it, it'll come out all at once. Here we're gonna add a tablespoon of mustard. Of course, you can add more mustard if you really like it. There we go. I'll also add a pinch of salt, but not too much. And we're gonna stir it until it's really well mixed. Here we go. It'll just take a few seconds, and it's also going to give our salad a great color, as well as an intense, original, and fresh flavor. If you want the lumps to disappear faster, change your tool. Get rid of the little spoon, and here we go with a whisk. A little wrist action, and we'll have it ready in no time. Next step, a tablespoon of olive oil. There you go. Punch for our recipe, aroma and flavor, and you'll notice it. You'll see how much the oil adds to this creamy yogurt mustard dressing. And from here, we go back to the bowl. Pour it in. Look how good it looks. How creamy it's going to make the dish, besides the freshness. And we're almost done. Look how good it looks. Next touch of aroma, parsley. A sprig of parsley or two if you really like it. We chop it up. That's how we want it. Well, in it goes. Our chopped parsley, there you have it. If you don't have parsley, you can use cilantro. It works too. And now, stir it so the sauce gets evenly distributed. This is going to be great. A real wonder. Last but not least, the well-drained apple will give it that crunchy touch and the sweetness we haven't added until now. So it's going to be a balanced salad with all the flavors, super fresh, and also energizing. Since it has legumes, it's ready to serve. There you have it. Look at that. What a salad. It looks so good. Chickpea salad, easy, fresh, with a super attractive touch of parsley, and that's it. Wrist ripe. Who can top that? Go ahead and make it. You're gonna love it. The final touch of a classic, summer country style potato salad. 4 medium-sized potatoes and 4 potatoes. 1 spring onion. 3 tomatoes. Fresh tomato. In my case, vine-ripened tomato. 1 cucumber. 1 Italian green pepper. 3 eggs, size L, large eggs. We will also need olives, 12 green olives and 12 black olives. 2 cans of tuna in olive oil. 2 tablespoons of vinegar, in my case wine vinegar, but you can use any other, olive oil. A touch of freshly ground black pepper, and of course the essential salt. As always, I remind you that I also leave the ingredients listed in detail below in the description box. And if not, you already know, just hit pause, grab some paper and a pen, and take notes directly from the screen. They're all very simple. Let's start the recipe, which is super easy. First, we're going to boil the potatoes in plenty of salted water. We'll boil them with the skin on, and it'll take about 30 minutes. We'll use that time to move on to other steps. Let's boil some eggs, 3 eggs, and they'll need 10 minutes to cook. And in the meantime, let's make a few cuts in the tomato to use a foolproof trick for peeling tomatoes super quickly. Alright, we make a cross-shaped cut on the top opposite the stem. Like this, more or less. And we're going to put them in the water where we're boiling the potatoes. Of course, we've washed the potatoes. Before putting them in the water, we dip the tomatoes in this pot with the water already super hot. Keep them in there for 2 minutes. And quickly take them out, and the magic will happen. We use those 2 minutes to chop the onion into small cubes. We want the pieces to be noticeable in the salad, but not too big. There we go. Chop, chop, just like that. This will take us no time at all, 50 seconds at most, pieces like this, and we're going to do the same with the green pepper. We've washed it, removed the seeds, and we're going to cut it into chunks. Here we go, chop, chop. We've got it ready, and we still have time to peel the cucumber with a potato peeler, which also works for cucumbers. You see? And once we have the cucumber well peeled, we're going to remove the seeds, which are the hardest part to digest. That way, our salad will be even healthier. We remove the seeds, and once we have it, we're also going to cut it into cubes.
este vegetal.
Here it goes, Riz. And scrape, scrape, scrape. Come on, we're almost there. More or less, the 2 minutes the tomatoes needed have passed, so we take them out and put them in a bowl with very cold water. Does cold water from the fridge work for us? If you don't have water in the fridge, you can add a couple of ice cubes. And here's the magic. The contrast between the cold and the heat will make the tomato skins come off. Pretty much on its own. Let's leave it there for 2 or 3 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll continue. Olives, we take the green olives. Of course, they're all pitted, and we slice them like this, one after another. Be careful with your fingers. Knives are dangerous. And little by little, we're moving forward with steps that, as you can see, are all very simple. Okay, 2 minutes have passed, so look how these tomatoes peel. The skin just falls off. Of course, the tomatoes aren't cooked. The flesh of the tomato is still firm, perfect for a salad. So we remove the skin almost effortlessly. Little by little, I have a small piece left. You already know I'm a bit clumsy, so if you're more skilled, you'll do it. In a moment, I'll get the knife, and have you guessed? We're gonna cut it into chunks. We have to remove the stem part, called the peduncle, because it's too tough and not cool at all. Finding it in the salad, and the rest we're going to cut into chunks, like these. Here we go. I remove the stem. Where is it? Here we go. Off with the stem. You can see it's a different color and much tougher. Come on, he's laughing. We keep chopping all the tomatoes. Another step, let's prepare the vinaigrette by combining the oil from the cans, because we've used cans of tuna in olive oil. If it's tuna in brine or sunflower oil, it's better to drain the liquid and use regular olive oil instead. All right, let's add the vinegar. A teaspoon of salt. We stir it, and now our dressing is ready. These steps go really fast, really fast. Let's keep going. Another trick to make the perfect salad, a strainer. And we're gonna add a bunch of ingredients in here. The tomato. Our chopped olives. The onion and the pepper. The cucumber. And our cans of tuna too. We're going to leave everything in here so it releases the excess liquid, and then it turns out more substantial. The salad. We don't want a bunch of potatoes soaked. We want a salad that's well mixed and full of flavor. We're gonna drizzle it with a bit of the dressing we made a moment ago. We'll add a pinch of salt and also a good amount of ground black pepper. As you can see, a lot of ingredients. We've got it now. Let's stir it. That way the salt will be distributed, the flavors will mix, and it will lose that excess juice. It will happen very quickly, so as you can see, it has already lost some of that juice. We'll set it aside and continue with the next step. The eggs are already boiled. We'll set one aside. We've already peeled them, and the rest we'll chop into small pieces. Here we go, quick and easy. I really like adding egg to salads because it gives them a very special touch of flavor and also texture. Alright, now we've let the potatoes cool down a bit. If I had let them cool a little longer, I wouldn't be burning my whole hand. But as you can see, the skin comes off in one go. We remove most of the skin. Here we go. I've got it now. We remove the skin, and we're going to cut it into pieces. Since they're medium-sized, I think like this, in half. And like this. Cut them into nice big potato wedges, because we want them to stand out in the salad. We don't want them chopped up too small like you would for Ensalada rusa. We want it more like this, potato salad. We cut the pieces well. We'll wait for them to cool completely. Well, we already have the potato cooled down, so we add it to the bottom of a bowl. A large bowl, a nice serving dish. And we're gonna drizzle it with the rest of the dressing we had left. Here we go. We're also gonna add a touch of salt to the potatoes, which goes really well with it. And of course, a touch of black pepper. If you don't like black pepper, just skip it or use white pepper instead. Do what you want. You can modify this salad however you like. Let's give it a little stir. We leave the potato at the bottom. We're almost done. So we keep adding the ingredients, the boiled egg, which we've already finely chopped. I'm going to show you how much juice it has lost. Here we go. The rest of the ingredients, and now it's time to add them to our potato salad. In they go. This is the base of a good ensalada Campera. Now, the rest of the liquids it will lose are just what the potato needs to hydrate and soak up flavor. So we put everything on top. And we have very little left to do. You see how it looks. I'll stir it like this and give it a little shake by hand. And that's it. Let's place the egg we have left. I'm gonna cut it into wedges. If you're better at plating, you can make some strips that look really cool, but at the end of the day, this is a basic salad, a classic. And it doesn't need many extras either, so it's ready now. It turned out really cool. And also very tasty. Last step, add the black olives that will give it contrast and a nice touch. A drizzle of olive oil. To finish the dish. And make it shine. And straight to the table. Well, that's it for today's show. As promised, I'll tell you that my favorite salad is Ensalada Campera. These classics never fail. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. God willing, see you in the next video.